Yo, grace and peace, guys. Kdubtru here, and I want to respond to a video. Recently, I saw Nancy Pelosi get up on a stage and thanking George Floyd for his sacrifice. Pretty wild statements. I don't even want to waste time talking about it. Let's just get into it. You guys know how I do here. Let's go.
All of them. Well, Pelosi has become a star. Rodney and Terrence, the brothers. Bridget is their sister. We all know Keta, who's the force of nature within the family. But Gianna, his daughter, Gianna, to see this justice on behalf of her father, his name synonymous with justice and dignity and grace and prayerfulness and prayerfulness.
Uh, Now, let me just be first to say that um, what happened to George Floyd was tragic. It was a public murder. But there's no reason to paint George Floyd as a saint. He had his flaws. We know that. And it's up. These guys, you're going to see further in this video, but these guys have created their own religion. You're going to see very clearly what I mean by that in a second. But they have created their own religion. And George Floyd is a martyr in their religion. He's a martyr and a saint of this new religion.
So we thank God. We thank Jesus because we were praying to Him all along. Right, darling?
I don't know. I'm sorry. I have to laugh because it's almost like she's trying to convince herself. Yes, we were praying to God. Yes, we were praying to Jesus. Right there, Rebecca, Donna, whatever it is she said. I hate when these Democrats try to throw God in all this as if they care. They could care less what God has spoken and said about. You know, kind of ironic I'm wearing this shirt, but yeah, they could care less about Jesus and his sacrifice. We're going to see that in a second, but let's continue listening.
We thank God. They are people of faith. They conveyed that to me on the phone, but they've conveyed it all along. So as it'll be 8 weeks, according to what the judge said on this, before we know the sentencing, but that's part of the justice of it all as well. Mr. Clyburn has been a solid, steady force for all of us here because this was a traumatic. My little granddaughter, who just turned 12, she said, "Why is it taking so long?" It didn't take that long, but we all saw it on TV. We saw it happen, and thank God, the jury.
Well, thankfully, trials aren't deliberated by 12-year-olds because um, even if they're recorded, so because it sounds like essentially he did not deserve a trial. I believe even people who we perceive to be guilty deserve a fair trial. Um, a lot of people may disagree with that, but I mean, it's kind of sad we're at this point to where, yeah, do I believe that Derek Chauvin was guilty prior to the trial? Sure, but I think he should have went through a trial. But there are many people like, why is there even a trial happening? Um, and we could talk about the sentencing and all that kind of stuff, but I mean, there are people like, why is he even going on trial? Which is like maddening. That the fact that many people don't think he should have even got a trial. It doesn't matter if you saw it publicly happen. Like, everybody deserves a trial. I mean, that's oh man, it's crazy.
Validated what we saw. What we saw. So again, thank you, George Floyd.
Wow. I mean, she's looking up. Thank you, George Floyd. I mean, like I said, when I say this is a religion, this is the kind of stuff I mean. Very religiosity of Nancy Pelosi. Nancy, aka uh, hair salon. I was set up Pelosi. Just praying to George Floyd. Praying to George Floyd. Thank you, George Floyd.
for sacrificing your life for justice.
And I mean, does that sound like a biblical phrase? Like, isn't that something we would say about Jesus? Thank you, Jesus, for what you have done, sacrificing your life. Here's the difference. George Floyd did not sacrifice his life. He he didn't wake up that morning and said, "I think I'll die for on the behalf of justice today." I mean, no, that's not what happened. He was murdered. He was killed at the hands of a police officer. Um, and I'm saying this as a conservative. I am not Democratic. I'm conservative leaning when it comes to my politics and beliefs. And I'm perfectly okay with saying what I just said. You know, I'm pro police, but when someone gets it wrong, we got to say he's wrong. So, um, he did not sacrifice his life on the behalf of justice. I guarantee if George Floyd was here the day before, he would be like, I don't want to die. I don't want to die like that. It's quite different than what, Jesus. Anyways.
For being there to call out to your mom. How heartbreaking was that? Call out for your mom. I can't breathe. But because of you and because of thousands, millions of people around the world who came out for justice, your name will always be synonymous with justice. And
Wow, interesting. I mean, when you think of justice, you should think of George Floyd. Apparently, wow, that's a high mark for any human to say. Like it's like George Floyd isn't the standard of justice. No one is. No man, no mere man is. Right? Who could say that? That's why I say this kind of stuff is religious. It's blasphemous, but it's definitely religious.
we have to make sure justice prevails in the sentencing, but that's its own procedure. Our responsibility is to make sure that Karen Bass, who has been so open to justice with the bill that she
Now, when they say stuff like justice, they mean their kind of justice. They don't mean actual justice, like fair and right. More so right, not fair, because sometimes justice isn't fair. It's what's right. Um, that's not what they mean by justice. Just to let you know. That's why they're like, we got to make sure this is just. This is about justice. Yeah, democratic justice.
she put together, she wrote, and now trying to find areas of agreement in the Senate. Because unless we can change the law, this will be an episode. We change the law, we're going down a different path altogether.
What law though? What law needs to be changed? Because uh, according to what happened in this court system, the law that Derek Chauvin violated is what held him guilty. So what law are you referring to that needs to be changed that kind of demonstrated George Floyd? Like I said, I don't even know how to fathom what she's talking about because it's not rational. It's not what law you were referring to specifically to this case that needs to be changed.
So thank you, Madam Chair Beatty, for your great leadership in all of this, for being a steady voice, to keeping some of us who just were calling constantly if did you hear anything or whatever, in a place where we could follow the lead of the family. Grace, dignity, prayerfulness, but having a rage for justice, which is what we all have. With that, I yield back to the distinguished chair of the Congressional Black Caucus.
Oh man, justice, grace, prayerfulness. Um, it's. No, I'm not gonna get that. But I don't think Nancy believes any of that. She's appealing to her audience. Obviously the Floyd family is religious, or might be Christians. I don't know. I don't doubt it. Um, if that's the claim, hey, I'll accept it. But she's appealing to that, that background, and she knows her audience well, so I'll give her that. But it's kind of interesting. But hey, guys, if you enjoyed this video, make sure you like, make sure you subscribe, leave a comment, tell me what you think about this. Just Nancy Pelosi, just her thoughts about George Floyd being a sacrifice, I guess, for justice, on the behalf of justice. Tell me what you think. Leave a comment, man, and share this video if it blessed you guys. Till the next time, grace and peace.